Hello, welcome to another episode of Full Circle with me, Onyx. And we're just gonna kind of go where I want to go. I went on a walk today, put a few crystals in my pockets, and was enjoying my day off in the sunshine. and, my favorite thing to do is just go for a walk and just experience nature, just experience life, and thoughts were moving through my mind. And I was like, I want to go to the metaphysical store. They sell incense and crystals, and that's just a thing I like to do. And one of the ladies that works there is like out of her mind. She's gone crazy. And I'm like, I hope I don't have to deal with her. Uh, and then if I do, what am I going to say? Am I going to say, stop talking bad about everyone around town? Like, you're your own problems. Lay off the drugs, lay off the alcohol, lay off trying to get yourself out of your body. And so, what does this have to do with the video? Is it a story to tell? Or is this just one in a million people who are also having, I'm going to call it a spiritual sickness, but it's very common. And so when we just look at what's going on, people who have religious programming uh, always think the good is outside of themselves. The higher power is outside of themselves. They might find it in a rock, a crystal, a spell book, a Bible, a deity, a saint, a god, um, a mantra, a teacher, a mentor. And we're looking for salvation. We're looking for protection. We're looking for a mother or a father figure to soothe us at facing reality in life. And growing up in a religious family and then breaking out and then just kind of realizing how delusional people are. Like, it doesn't matter what institution it is, what collective group has formed to try to deal with life, have answers. Uh, we find, people putting their faith in pills or in supplements, um, different types of exercise programs, even. And we go so far into doing things that aren't really logical, and the results don't show, so we really stretch ourselves out. And I would say we do that with everything. Like, so we quickly go out of balance the farther we reach outside of ourselves, and the more trust and dependency we put on things outside of ourselves, whether it's an organization that had the best intentions or not. uh we put our trust in the information through media. We put so when so I'm kind of saying stop, turn around. You have abandoned, divorced, disassociated, dismembered the most powerful, the greatest key to unlocking the mysteries. From a metaphysical occult standpoint, uh, you know, if you're one who's trying to seek knowledge outside of the 3D realm, you would probably be moving into the occult realm. Uh, if you wanted to know, so science, basically, uh, using a microscope, using a telescope, using numbers, whatever it is, you're trying to discover and understand things of the unknown, uh, things not on the surface. And uh, so that's different than kind of seeking salvation, trying to seek help, trying to seek healing, trying to seek, like, someone who's actually doing the occult really isn't trying to like really heal themselves. They're not trying to save them soul. They're not trying to I mean, you can venture down those roads. I mean, I think we all do at different stages depending upon what our needs are, but the real defining factor for a spiritual seeker is I wish to know. It's the word knowing. Know. You're curious. You want to understand it. You want to really apprehend maybe the mechanics of how something works. Like it's a compulsion and probably a bit of an obsession to want to break things down and see the hidden mechanical parts working in the universe, if they even are, you know? So you're not gonna probably fall into like a psychological or spiritual crisis when the way you thought reality works doesn't work. Instead, you're gonna get excited. So, I mean, this is a lot of heavy material when you think about it. So, what is this video about? There is a shadow over the magical community. There's a shadow over the occult. There is a shadow over New Age. There's a shadow over anyone seeking power outside of themselves, inside of themselves, you know, at multiple levels, from self-healing, healing others, healing the planet, uh, to try what's going on here. The shadow is religion. And it's not, and why do I say that? If you're gonna make a statement bold like that and point the finger at religion, why? And it's because it trains you to believe something greater is outside of yourself. It's in space, it's on another planet, it's a deity, it's an angel, it's something, and in a weird way, kind of intangible. This so called God, deity, person who has the answer and is showing you the way, this roadmap to salvation, where is it? You have to go on faith, go in blindly. So there's problems in your life, you need more faith, you need more prayers, you need to keep going down this path, and it's dark, it's not well lit, and the people leading you, guiding you, are also just as blind. So this is why I point the finger at religion for casting a shadow over anything outside of the box. Okay? So anything out of the prescribed prescription of what is normal, what is real, gets dumped into paranormal activity, uh, occult, metaphysics. And so we really have a poor language. So if you start having dreams that are more than dreams, they start becoming lucid dreams and astral projections, you're moving out of the norm. And some people, so there's a tug of war. I would just say everyone who's spiritually seeking, everyone who wants to know more, everyone who's curious about the full experience of the human experience and beyond, we have a limited vocabulary. You're either going to get some psychological terms, you're going to get terms, maybe have a religious background, and it's not helping you. It's hindering you. So you almost have to come up with a new language, a new understanding. and build your own roadmap. Um, but then it's not like the fullness of the human experience is beyond that little tiny box called normal. But we're all having it. We all have lucid dreams at one point in our life. We all may experience astral projection. We all may experience some type of psychic knowing or understanding, intuition. It could be very prophetic. We all have these experiences and they're normal. I'm not saying they're supernatural. I'm not saying they're mystical or religious. I'm not putting that label on it. I'm saying all this cool is normal. And what would be not normal is to never have one, to never have a magical moment, to never have signs and symbols kind of like point in the right direction or affirm your mirror back to you, you're going the right direction, you know? So when you have deep feelings for someone else and you feel what they feel, you've kind of had a shared feeling experience. That's normal. That's human. And it actually might be an upgraded version. You might be expanding yourself from self limiting feelings, me, to us, to our. You could start having this shared experience. So you don't need to join a cult, do a special mudra, and devote yourself to a guru because now you've expanded your box and now you're becoming more aware. You're becoming more self-aware that these others close to us are a part of ourselves. And when you honor your feelings, and it extends to honor other people's feelings, you gain the natural ability to understand and relate to others as an empath. Wow. So you don't need to be like getting on videos that are going to give you a list of symptoms. You don't need to go to therapy now because you're empathic. The only thing that happened is you expanded your limited experience of you, and now it's become us. It's become a me and a you instead of just I, instead of just me. So, and people are like, really? Can it be that grounded? Can it be that basic? Well, that doesn't, so a lot of people, when you start saying something, when you use a new age word like spirituality, or expand your awareness or consciousness or perspective, point of view, people are like, or astrology, signs, are you a fire element? Are you an Aries? They start going, okay, you're crazy. And it's because you're judging. The labels, the words, as much as they help organize, they also hinder. So, you know, you kind of get classified. You kind of get it kind of goes crazy. It goes weird. It goes down roads, and you're now adding another layer of confusion and mess that you don't need to have. You could be saying, you know, there's a limited amount of experiences you can have as a human being, from birth till death. Uh, and there's only a limited range of personalities that are called archetypes. And so a system of organization is astrology. Another system of organization is human design. Another system of organization was gene keys. The Myers-Briggs test, the 4 personality colors. These, and so no one goes, oh, you do the Myers-Briggs test, you must be woo-woo. You must be a witch. You don't usually get the label of weird and crazy. because, or spiritual or religious. So you might, so it's an organizational system, you know, based upon the seasons, based upon the equator, based upon the ecliptic, based upon the orbits of the planets. Big deal. Like, let's bring this down to reality, okay? Oh, so we kind of took a little bit of a detour, but see how quickly this subject becomes triggering, and we start thinking of magic, witchcraft, psychics, charlatans, crazy people, and it's the vocabulary and this pervasive attitude that was put out there in this black and white thinking of, yes, sane, logical, right, productive, intelligent, and no crazy, weird, superstitious, woo woo, and in the end, harming, scaring, frightening others and society, bringing it down. And I'm like, both options, both labels, both sides of the fence are completely wrong. So, what does this have to do with anything and everything? And what did this have to do with the very beginning of the lady who is losing her mind, her sanity? She is seeking salvation through medicine plants. She's seeking salvation through man-made alcohol. She's seeking it through 5 different psychics telling her 10 different stories. And all I see is someone giving their money, their power away, and their mind to everyone else who has good intentions for her. Then she doesn't know what to believe. And no one is really pointing the finger back and saying, you have all the power. Like, didn't we all watch Wizard of Oz? And didn't the wizard tell Dorothy she had the power all along? And then she just taps her ruby red slippers. And then she can return back to the real world. I'm like, yawn. So this story is playing out in real life with this lady. So now let's move on. That was a little bit of back information, but currently it's playing out. We hired a new girl at work, and we're all talking and socializing. It's a very slow day. And all of a sudden, I notice that she's just kind of stepped to the side, kind of fades into the background. And then I notice like her eyes are kind of changing colors a little bit, kind of like the light in her eyes kind of goes. There's a vacancy. And then what fills it is a shinier, dark energy comes up. And I'm like, I recognize that because I'm like, anytime you start opening your mind up to the subconscious realm and you're not being present in reality and your energy's not here, you are not looking out of your eyes, more of your subconscious gets to surface and look out these portals called your eyes. I'm like, I understand this. I'm like, okay. One, you're at work. So you should probably be a little bit more aware of your environment. We are in customer service. Maybe you would be being a little bit more attentive of who you're serving, why you're here, and in your body. So then after a little while, she comes back to her body. So I also felt like an energy shift, you know, like I kind of sensed, heard a vibration, heard the energy shift. So the whole reason why I even paid her any attention is because I noticed, yeah, the energy got really weird. What's going on? So I'm watching the whole experience and she comes back. And then she's like, oh, I can tell you because you do mystical stuff. She's like, what did you see? And then she's like, I was trying to contact my higher self. And I'm like, why would you think your higher self is not you? Why do you think you have to separate bodies? Astral project, shift your vibration to another dimension, Why do you need to take your awareness off of your beingness to access the fullness of your higher self? And, well, I was in this workshop, we were doing these techniques. Well, it doesn't look like the teachers. The teacher, has this dramatic display of going up, accessing the higher self, changing her voice, seeing beautiful lights and colors. And she was like, well, I just wanted to see what my higher self looked like. I just wanted to see if I could get a special message for myself. And I'm like, you're not separate from your higher self. You never will be. So there's no reason for the song, the dance, the magical illusion, the self gratification, this over the top display of whatever when we're here to work retail. I mean, you're here to just, process inventory through customer service. I'm like, you're separating yourself. You're causing disassociation. You're fragmenting your psyche every time you try to jump through different dimensions. And so I bring this back to the first story because the one lady who was slowly going crazy, even she thought she was under magical psychic attack from this evil wizard who gave her a necklace because he thought she was pretty. And then she thought she was under magical attack because she talked bad about everyone at her last job at the health store, moved to this store, and then she thought maybe some of those coworkers were doing bad stuff. Then she thought one of the psychic healers that worked on her was doing bad stuff, and whatever, right? During all this, she's like, guess what I did? I'm like, what? She's like, I learned to go back in time. And then I came back through a portal, and I think someone's following me from the past. And I'm like, you think you're under a psychic attack, and you think the wisest thing to do would be project yourself back in time. How is that going to help you here? Once again, you're disassociating. Once again, you're fragmenting yourself. You're dividing your power. The last thing you want to do, if you truly believe you're under some type of magical influence and you're being stalked by an evil wizard, is divide and deplete your energy, is fragment your psyche back in time. So both cases, well-intending people who had religious background, who've been exposed to this stuff, think salvation, assistance, something better than right here, right now, is going to magically fix, create a miracle for them. And the answer is no. Taking accountability and responsibility for where you are, yes. Throwing a pity party for yourself, for what you've created, yes. Do that so you can stop. So what I'm saying is that golden key to your salvation is you. That golden key to manifest this greater relationship and how you want to interact with people and how you want them to interact with you, you're that key. You are. And what's really kind of cool when you start valuing yourself and understand how really empowered you actually are. You have a mind that can deal and solve all your problems. You have a body that will help you navigate and move through this world and do the work needed to acquire what you need. You have everything. You are everything. You are it. So the only thing I believe your angel would say was, wow, You move through dimensions, you finally found me, and guess what? You don't need my assistance. What you need to do is put all your self, all your energy, all your mind, all your intuition, all your feelings, all your hopes, wishes, and dreams, put them all back into your body and go live your life. Live it, enjoy it. You're alive, you're breathing. Isn't that an amazing miracle? Stop discounting yourself. Stop discounting your body. Stop using your past as your excuse to ignore yourself, to disassociate, to fragment yourself. Stop spiritual bypassing. You can have all the sage and the psychic healings, and it's not going to change the fact that you're the problem. Well, I'm only going to hear that if my angel tells me. If I see shining lights, the Akashic records, if I need a movie, I need a cinematic movie of intensity, and I need to feel special. If I don't get the sensation of special sugar, I won't swallow the medicine. So a lot of people have a negative view of reality. Reality is boring. Reality is slow. Reality takes work and effort. Reality is not perfect. I didn't get the parents I wanted. I didn't get the body I wanted. I didn't get the face I wanted. I didn't get the relationship I wanted. I didn't get the kids I wanted. I didn't get everything I wanted. That's your victim, and that's your martyr, and that's just a story. You got something way better. You got life. You are the life. Like, while scientists are trying to create artificial intelligence, you actually are intelligence itself. Artificial life, you are life. Like, it's kind of like, what do you think artificial intelligence is going to do? But become not artificial. And you're already the end. Artificial life will become real life. You're already that. You are already it. You are your own salvation. You are your own God. You are it. So what you need to do is a whole bunch of not doing what you've been doing. It's not helping you. So literally, the reason why everyone says meditation is so powerful is because it gets you to sit down for once, breathe, let go of all the doing, and practice the art of being. And you're going to find out, oh, I'm not my thoughts. I'm not even my feelings. I'm not my story. I'm none of these things. Then arises the witness. From this point of self-awareness, you're like, the fact that you can witness your thoughts, you can kind of let them fly by. The fact that you can feel and experience / witness feelings move through your body, up, in, and out, or out, in, and up, or who knows. The fact that you can just witness your life go by. You can literally learn to sit and breathe and just here you are at the present moment. And your whole life has gone before you like a movie. This part of you is unchanging. Welcome to awareness. Welcome to the witness. Welcome to your own Buddha nature. And so this happens. It could happen in a flash. It could happen over time. You can have a big awareness of this. You can have a small awareness of this. But you really that's like one of the major first tiny little steps towards development on the spiritual path. And once you've tasted that, like, okay, I can pour a barrel of enlightenment on you, and it splashes all over you, and you don't swallow any of it. You closed your eyes and went, wow, I'm baptized. Then you got your towel and you dried off, and you're still the same. Or I can give you one drop, you can open your mouth, you can swallow it, and actually assimilate just one drop of that barrel of enlightenment and do so much with it and be so liberated. So, not much is happening with big experiences. You know, less is more. One drop of enlightenment can serve you. You can assimilate it, you can put it into practice into your daily life, and you can go so much farther with it. So, if you're able to experience the witness, if you're able to experience an encounter with your I am presence, you have hit a milestone that was only a millimeter deep, a millimeter high, like you've just crossed over a line that's super easy to cross. Um, it's not hard. It's so easy. It happens, maybe you're just camping, you're looking at the fire, and you forget the world, and you just are being you, and boom, it happens. So it can happen like a meteor hitting you or like a feather hitting you. It doesn't matter. You got what you needed. You had an enlightenment. And kind of like this is what spiritual seeking is about. But then this transcends from seeking because now you have found it and it's come back to you, kind of. It's like you've untied a knot, pulled your head out of your, you know what? It's literally like that. You've like, once you've experienced yourself, then everything makes sense. Then you really understand why the mysteries are called the mysteries and why you can't exactly name it and understand it. We can try to put words to it, but you have to just have an experience. And you also start to understand how everything is interconnected. And you can relax in the comfort and knowledge of your being. You could spend 1,000 lifetimes sharing, speaking, articulating this wisdom that happened to you in an instant. The psychological door has opened up and you're free from the prison. Like once you've been free, once you've tasted it, you'll always be free. It's simple. And that's why everyone misses it. It's that simple.